Welcome back, Couch Potatoes.
Welcome back, Couch Potato.
I'm Kristen.
I'm Kelsey.
And we are Kouch Chronicles.
Yeah. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Even though after episode 20, we're starting a new season.
Yeah. So we're going to take probably just like a couple week break.
Yep.
So Kelsey's going to be traveling and I can't record this by myself. So we are going to take a couple week break and we will start season 2 end of June.
End of June.
Mm-hmm.
Mid to end of June.
Yeah. So really, it's not going to be that big of a break.
Yeah.
But for us, it'll be a break.
And also, nothing will change. Nothing is different about season 2.
Nope.
We just needed to make a season 2 at some point. So
yeah,
we thought 20 episodes, kind of the middle of the year. Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, it is the middle of the year. June?
Yeah.
6 out of 12. That's half.
Yeah. So thank you for sticking with us for the first half of the year.
Oh my God. I can't believe we're 6 months into our podcast.
I know. That's crazy, actually.
Did it, dude.
We did it, dude.
And we kept doing it. We're still doing it.
Yeah. We had doubters.
We had haters.
But here we are.
Anyways, today we're going to talk about social media. So that was fitting.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to touch upon social media, how it can affect like your day-to-day, like self-esteem.
Yeah, comparing yourself to others on social media, kind of the evolution of social media, because we were there for all of it. We were alive when Facebook got invented. All the social media that exists today like became a thing in our
generation,
in our lifetime.
Yeah.
And like in a lifetime that we remember, not when we were like babies.
Yeah. And I think honestly that our generation was one of the best because we grew up with social media, but our childhoods, we didn't have social media yet.
Dude,
I didn't have Facebook until I was in middle school. And even when I was in middle school, my parents didn't want me to have it.
I'm telling you, I don't think I would have survived if social media existed when we were kids. I get bullied now by kids. Oh my God.
Yeah, Kelsey does get bullied by like today teenagers.
We went to the Reds Padres baseball game and I wore like a Reds little crop t-shirt that I cut with jeans and a jacket. Like
very cute outfit.
It was cute. I wasn't like trying hard or anything. I think I wore a hat. I don't know. Whatever. I just wanted a hot dog and the Reds to win. And we're just walking around minding our own business.
Yeah.
Game hasn't even started yet. Literally like tunnel vision trying to find hot dogs. And this group of like 4 teenage boys. I say teenage. They could have been 12. Okay. They were young. One of them looks at me up and down and goes, in passing, "You are not her."
I was so focused on trying to find us hot dogs. I think at that point, I didn't even see the kid that passed you. I didn't hear any of it. But when you told me afterwards, that is the funniest thing ever to happen. But you were bullied.
I know, dude. And I'm like, there's no way he was talking to me. But I think he was. He looked me up and down. "You are not her."
I looked you dead
First
in the
of all,
eyes.
You don't know me. Maybe I am her. Also, what does that mean? Who is her?
I don't know.
What makes her her?
I don't know. But you're not her.
I'm not her, though. Whatever. I don't want to be her anyways. I want to be me. So anyways, that really didn't have much to do with social media, but I just feel like if I'm getting bullied in real life for walking around a baseball game, I'm going to get bullied on social media if I had that as a kid. So,
yeah, we didn't have social media, or I didn't personally until I was middle school for sure.
Me too.
I think. And I don't think I got Instagram, or Instagram wasn't really a thing yet.
No, it wasn't.
Until I want to say freshman or sophomore year of high school.
Yeah, same. But you know what we did have?
What?
MySpace.
See, I never had MySpace.
What?
My sister did.
Oh
yeah.
My God. MySpace was so big. I knew how to code. I was like coding stuff on MySpace.
I learned how to code because I had Tumblr.
That makes sense. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
We are 1 grade apart, me and Kristen.
Yeah, Kelsey's older.
But I'm only older by a few months. I was really young for my class.
She's
and you were
old.
on the older side for your class, right? Or were you kind of in the middle?
I think I was average.
Oh.
I think I was technically on the older side, but I feel like there are a lot of kids around my age.
But it is funny. I feel like my class was like the last class of MySpace, and your class was the first class of Tumblr, because I never used Tumblr.
Yeah, I use Tumblr heavily.
That is why I couldn't even tell you what Tumblr is or does.
Yeah, it's just like a blog that you just like repost a bunch of pictures and GIFs and.
Okay, you know what though? MySpace, looking back, caused so much drama because you would have
like your top friends, right?
Yes, you could pick like top 3, top 6, top 8. I don't know how many options there were. And you would like put your friends in order of like your top friends.
That's
and
pretty fucked
everyone
up.
could see it.
That's pretty fucked up.
So you would know if people were in a relationship because they'd put their boyfriend as first. You'd know if
Their
they broke
top
up because
friends.
they'd be gone. You'd know if friends were fighting. Friends would fight over this stuff. Like, honestly,
that's crazy.
social media, as much good as it's done in this world, has done equally as much bad. And I wonder how many friendships and relationships got ruined just from the top 8 friends on MySpace.
Oh my gosh. Guaranteed, because of like the age that like people had it.
Mm-hmm.
Millions.
And
like millions of friendships.
I also remember I was in love with this boy in whatever grade that was, middle school, I think, and would like stalk his MySpace regularly.
Oh my
and
God.
He was dating this girl that was in my grade. He was older. He was dating a girl in my grade, and she was like the top on his top 8, and it sent me into a spiral. Like, social media made it so much harder.
Yeah.
It was so hard to be in love with people that didn't know you existed back then.
I am actually so glad that I skipped the MySpace era, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did have Facebook and Tumblr. I think Facebook was like my very, very first social media. Yeah, it had to have been. And I remember making it in private because my parents didn't think I was old enough to have it.
Oh my
And my
God.
brother is 5 years older than me. So yeah, so I made mine in middle school because he was still in high school. And he got mad at me, I remember, because I had fronted him on Facebook. And he was like, Kristen, you can't have Facebook. I'm telling mom and dad.
Oh my
And then I was like, well, it's already created. Sorry.
Facebook is wild because now I feel like no one our age really uses it that much except for like big life updates because I feel like at least for me, Facebook is like my family. Like that's where my family, like extended family and everything is. So I have Time Hop, which shows you stuff that you posted like years and years and years ago. And some of the stuff that yours is way worse than mine.
Don't even get me started.
But some of the stuff that pops up that I posted on Facebook, I'm like, who let me have this?
No, literally.
Like
literally
insane. And all the comments too. Oh my God.
Oh my God. No, it's so mortifying. But at this point, I've embraced my like Facebook memories.
She shares them
and
now.
I'll like share them on like my Instagram stories for like a little funny haha.
You should start posting them on Kouch Chronicles.
Oh my God. Maybe I will. I have a whole reel on my Instagram.
Oh my God.
Or like highlight, not reel.
Yeah, you got to do that.
And they are pretty embarrassing. I was a big song lyric girl, but I would put like the most like emotional song lyrics, or I thought I was a poet and I would just like write poems as my statuses.
Oh my God.
Mortifying.
But
that was like the thing to do.
I would post Justin Bieber lyrics regularly.
Yeah, that was just like the thing to do. I thought I was being like fun, quirky, and cool.
Yeah, I also would post things like soccer practice, homework, then nothing, bored, text me.
Me too.
But instead of me, I would say like MEHHH.
Oh,
text
see,
me.
I never did that. Oh,
Ugh.
actually, I wouldn't be surprised if I did. I don't want to say never. I probably did. But it was always me, like multiple E's.
Yeah.
Like you put like 10 E's at the end.
Oh my God, you'd like tag all your friends that you're hanging out with.
Yeah.
I think like back then I didn't really think of social media as being so bad like I do now. Like I love social media and I still use it every day, but if it went away, I think a big part of me would be relieved.
Yeah.
But I remember a story from middle school where my whole friend group turned on me kind of out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I had planned a movie night, like at the movie theater, before I was afraid of movie theaters.
Yeah.
And my mom was going to like pick everyone up and drive us. And so I'm like texting everyone like, hey, do you need picked up or are you getting dropped off? Like trying to coordinate, and no one was responding to me. So then I'm like calling them, like trying to get a hold of anyone.
Yeah.
Like, hello, we're going to the movies. Duh. And then I get on Facebook and I see that they were all at the movies without me. Like they went to the movies and tagged everyone, knowing I would see it.
And knowing that was the plan.
That I planned.
Oh, girls are so nasty at any age.
I remember it like,
but especially that age.
Yeah. And then one of the girls in my friend group, her sister, hacked my Facebook because my friend knew my password. Back then, like you gave your password to your friends because
I didn't.
I did. I don't know why. But anyways,
I didn't.
Yeah, she hacked my Facebook and was messaging people like horrible things from my Facebook.
That is messed up.
And my dad ended up calling her dad because our family, we were family friends, and was like, your daughter is like on my daughter's Facebook. My dad was standing behind me and we're watching messages sent from me as I'm like not typing. So anyways, my social media trauma started young.
Yeah. So no, that's a good segue into like what social media is today.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a lot of nastiness and a lot of comparing yourself to others and a lot of tiny people behind big screens that feel comfortable saying mean things and bullying people on the internet because they're behind a screen and they can make an anonymous profile, and it has like really affected, I feel like, people's mental health.
Oh,
and
for sure.
I feel like I fortunately did not experience any of that on social media. To my knowledge, I have never been bullied on social media, maybe behind my back, but like to my face, someone like coming at me or like commenting on things and being rude has never happened to me, thankfully. But I can't even imagine, like, one, that's an extreme example, but I can't even imagine like getting those comments. I feel like now at this age, I'd be like, excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like,
Back
then, it's such like a sensitive time where so many things like can affect how you view things and how you view yourself. And those are like your formative years.
Yeah.
Like those are the years that you're learning more about yourself and you're starting to become more independent. And
you believe what people tell you.
Yes, and you believe everything that people tell you, and sometimes people are really, really nasty. And I am very, very thankful that we didn't have that option when we were kids, because it could have been so nasty. And knowing nowadays children have social media at like the age of like 9, probably even younger for some kids.
That's
like
insane.
They can go on and do whatever the hell that they want if their parents don't have any like parental controls or anything.
Even if parents do, or they're checking their social media and they're monitoring it, kids will find a way.
They will find a way.
They'll
Always
find a way to sneak something. And it's so dangerous for so many reasons.
Yes.
Like A, bullying and stuff like that. B, predators.
Yeah.
There's so much shit. Like, and you know which one I think is the worst, at least for bullying? TikTok.
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
People are ruthless. I've had a couple TikToks go like semi-viral, nothing crazy.
Yeah.
And I got torn apart in those comments.
But that's what, like, it's funny now. Like, it's
yeah,
funny.
Luckily,
because,
this was like a couple years ago, so I just laughed.
Yeah.
but
like, if you were if you did not have as much self-esteem as you do now, it doesn't really matter the age.
Yeah.
Like, honestly. But also, if you were that age too, you're just more open to what people tell you about yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like that could have, like, it sounds so silly, but that could have ruined your life.
It could have.
Like, it literally could have ruined your life to you. Like, it wouldn't have ruined your life, but to you, you would have felt like your life was ruined.
Yeah. It could have been really bad. I also, last year, maybe it was more recent, someone made a fake Instagram account.
That was last year.
Commented on a bunch of my pictures, like, just going off about how old I look.
Yeah,
okay?
Didn't they say that you like aged like moldy cheese or something?
Yep, I'm aging like moldy cheese.
Hey,
okay.
If you are the one that commented that on Kelsey's photos, go fuck yourself. First of all. Second of all, how old are you? Third of all, like, grow up.
Yeah. Grow up. All those things, but also
it was really funny
because now we have like an ongoing joke in our friend group. And
yeah, I tell Kelsey that she is aging like moldy cheese and I'm her fine wine.
Yeah.
So also, isn't cheese mold?
But like,
what does that even mean?
Yes. Also, moldy cheese is like very expensive. So
yeah.
Joke's on you.
You
stranger on the internet.
Gave her a compliment.
I mean, this person like went deep in my Instagram too. They commented on several different things. They were like, my friend Shay had like taken pictures of me and posted them, and I posted them and like tagged her for photo creds because she's a photographer.
Yeah.
And that person like tagged Shay and was like, look at how old she looks. Like, I was like, bro, I'm literally 28. Relax.
But also, like, do you not have anything better to do? That's what I think about like internet trolls nowadays. I'm like, do you actually have nothing better to do with your time? Like,
do you know what though? It could have been my ex roommate and her psycho best friend, because that's the shit that they do with their free time.
Yeah, but it's like they have nothing better to do.
No,
that's what they resort to. Like, get a life.
It's embarrassing. It's a lot more embarrassing for the people doing that than it is for me. Like, even the TikTok comments, I'm like, I literally don't know any of you people. I will never meet you. Like, I do not care what you're gonna comment this and then forget that this video exists in 2 seconds. Why am I gonna care about this comment?
Yeah, like at Big Daddy 210 whatever, like
user 07374.
Yeah, right. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
but also, that's not like how everyone feels about it.
No.
Like, and there are people like our age and older and whatever age that would get comments like that and it would really torment them.
Well, even people who are like big TikTokers and influencers now, those comments affect them.
Yeah.
Like, they get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of good comments, but they'll get like a handful of bad ones and those just stick with you. It's just human nature. Like, that's just how it is.
Yeah, because I feel like even in person, if someone is feeding you 1,000,001 compliments but says one bad thing or negative thing and insults you one time, that's what you remember.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a victim of it too. Like, I forget about every single nice thing that anyone has ever said to me and I'm like, that person said I'm ugly.
Yeah. See, I think I'm a little bit messed up because I hold on to compliments forever and then I'll always believe those things about myself. But I do remember the negative things, like, for sure. I just don't think that I care that much, but I have not always been like that. I think that's just like growing up and realizing that people are crazy. But yeah, I mean, social media is ruthless. TikTok comments are insane. People can make fake Instagrams and comment things like, and those are strangers. Imagine how it feels if like your friends are saying stuff or like people that you know at school or whatever it may be. Like, that type of trauma, I don't think I could have handled back then.
Yeah, and I feel like so many people post their whole lives like online nowadays, especially like, I mean, influencers and just like your old middle school like acquaintance, you know what I mean? And they just post everything, and it's like, if it gets viewed by the wrong type of person, like, they're just going to send hate your way. But it's not your fault for posting what you want to post.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's hard because you are showing people so many parts of your life and it's giving people platform to have an opinion about it. And it's like, you don't even know me. Like, why would I ever listen to your opinion about my life?
Yeah.
But it's so hard for a lot of people to view it that way. And it's easy for me to say this because I am not an influencer. I'm not getting hate comments.
Yeah.
Like, I've never been bullied online. So it's like, it's easier for me to say it because I don't get it. And also because I feel like, well, you too, like, we're good people and we just would never do something like that. But it's hard because I feel like social media is such a big part of our culture and society today. But it's like, so many people, it's their job to post online. That's it. And like, they're opening themselves up to criticism that is like so uncalled for. Yeah. That people just feel comfortable commenting on. But a lot of the time it's also people, you see people who do this for a job and they have a wonderful life and they're posting all about it. And it's like, that's so great for you. And then you're sitting there and you're like, well, why don't I have that? Yeah. Like, you start comparing yourself to these people who are showing you, I know like the quote is like, it's all, everyone's like highlight reels and not a lot of people are like posting like the real things and like them going through things, which
you're only going to share.
You don't have to. Right. Like, there are people that will post that and like more power to them if that's what you're comfortable with. But like, more than not, people are not going to share the negative parts of their life online for everyone to see. Like, I'm not posting on my Instagram story like, oh, like, I got in a fight with my friend today. Like, like, oh me. Yeah, or like, I got laid off. I wasn't all over my Instagram and my social media like, oh my God, you guys,
this is the ugly side of life.
Yeah, like crying, doing all that. But that's not me. Some people do that, whatever. Like, again, more power to you. But it's just like, it's hard to get online nowadays and to not compare yourself to whatever you're seeing.
Yeah, it is hard because it does, like, from the outside perspective, so many people look like they have the perfect life. Like, they're going on trips, they're getting paid to do this, they have so much freedom and they look happy, they have a perfect relationship. How many perfect relationships have you seen on TikTok or on any social media that later turn out to be like abusive or just didn't work out? Like, so many. You truly are only seeing the highlights, and I think it's so important to recognize that. Because
and also, sorry to interrupt you, but also like body image is a really, really big part of that. I was just going to say that.
Because my favorite thing is when people post like Instagram versus reality and they're in the same outfit, the same day, all the same. Lighting, the type of mirror that you're using, the pose that you're doing, like what you see on social media, whether it's edited or not, is not real. Like, it's not real. You do not look perfect 24/7.
And like, it's just not. It's that, and like the influencers that you're seeing that have all these perfect things about them, and all the celebrities. Like, you see these people who have millions and billions of dollars that can pay to look the way that they look.
Right. It's
like,
not
that
real.
Is not all natural.
No.
They are paying to look like that. And for us normal poor folk, we can't go out and get like a BBL and a facelift.
No.
Like, I literally can't even pay right now for like an injection of one thing of Botox.
Oh, I can't even pay for my credit card. So.
Yeah, also same. Like, I haven't been able to get laser for almost a year now.
Me either.
And I'm like, I cannot wait until I get a job so I can start getting laser again. Yeah. But it's also one of those things that's like, that's also a very privileged thing to be able to do. Not that many people can afford to do that. And but it's just like, you see these things on social media and you're like, why can't I have that? Like, why don't I look like that? Like, why are my lips small and flat? Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, because Kim Kardashian has lip injections. Like,
yeah, and like, why is my ass so fat? Just kidding.
No, honestly, I ask myself that question a lot.
I think where I've seen social media take its biggest hit, sucker punch right in the face, is romantic relationships for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
Number one being everybody has access to so many people at all times.
Yeah.
Whether it's social media, it's dating apps, anything like that. It's so hard to find anybody who like wants to settle down with one person because there's so many people at their fingertips.
Yeah.
And I've been guilty of it too. I'm like, I've been single for almost 5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 4.5. It's been 4.5. I don't want to.
Okay.
I've been single for 4.5 years now.
Try 28 years. But go on.
And there have been times where like I felt overwhelmed at the thought of being with one person, probably because there's so many options. Like, not like I have a line out the door, but like I could get on a dating app and match with 10 people in one day.
And like, what other generation had that? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, our parents didn't have that.
It's not natural.
It's not natural. It's not natural. And it's just like, it gets so frustrating because you start not to trust people.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the power that we all have at our fingertips. Like, my phone is next to me right now while we're recording this. I could pick it up and I could open Hinge and I could open Instagram and
you could meet 10 new people right now.
Like, within 60 seconds.
Yeah. Besides just having so many options and people not wanting to settle down because of that, I think it causes a lot of paranoia in relationships too. Like, you don't trust the other person because you know their options, or maybe you do, and then you see a picture of some girl pop up on your Instagram and you see that like your boyfriend liked it, and then you go to her page and you see that he likes all her posts, and then you're like, then you start looking at her life like it looks so perfect. She's so perfect. Of course he would like her.
She's hot. She's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like,
and
she
then
has
you find
this,
out,
this, and this, and I don't.
Right. Then you find out it's his cousin. Like,
yeah. Or it's just like, so many people will just scroll and like. So it actually means nothing.
Right.
But you see these things right in front of you, things that you would have no idea are happening at all if this social media, like, whatever, didn't exist.
Yeah.
And it drives you crazy. Like it drives you crazy.
I have felt actually crazy at points in previous relationships. Like, digging, you just get in a rabbit hole. And then you start worrying about everything. And like, I have learned don't go looking for something that you don't want to find. Yeah. Because you'll find it, whether it means what you think it does or not. Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to. Like, mind your own business. And yeah, you're going to drive yourself crazy. You're going to come up with all these crazy scenarios, and there's no logic behind it. Like, when you really think about it, think about times that you've gone down a rabbit hole and had all these like, what if this is happening, or this is happening, or whatever it may be.
Nothing is fact.
Like, there's no way that your brain just like knew exactly what was going on. You made it up.
Nothing is fact.
Yeah.
When you do that. When you do that.
Yeah. Just like trust that the universe will reveal anything that needs to be revealed in a natural way. Don't go looking.
But at the same time, sometimes that's also a good thing that you can do. Like, social media does bring a lot of good as well. Like, I know we said that, or Kelsey said that at the beginning, and we've been talking a lot about like the negative aspects, but like, social media does do a lot of good. And sometimes like being able to really go on a rabbit hole and deep dive into situations is important. Yeah. Because you can find out so much about a person, and if this person is lying to you, and if it's like a more serious thing as well. And then like, I feel like social media helps find a lot of criminals too.
That's true.
Yeah. But before we go into that rabbit hole,
you could find long lost like family members and stuff too.
Like, social media brings so much good, but the negative aspect of it is so negative that sometimes it does outweigh those positives. Yeah. Because there are so many people that have compared themselves to others, like we were talking about, and they are no longer with us today. Yeah. And it's things like that like, the power of social media, no one realizes it until something bad happens. And I think that shouldn't be the only time that people realize that. Like, it's hard because you don't get a crash course in social media. You are never sat down by anyone and told how to act online. No. You're raised with morals from your parents and how they raise you, but at the end of the day, like, you have the world at your fingertips. What are you going to do with it? And like some people choose to be ugly on the internet, like
Yeah.
internally ugly, I mean.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's hard to navigate when it's something that is so both sides to the spectrum sometimes.
Yeah. And I feel like there's so many areas that social media has been mostly good.
Yeah.
And I feel like businesses, especially like independent solo businesses, you know what I mean?
That, and also within itself created
Jobs.
thousands and thousands of jobs.
Yeah, jobs. People are now making money just for being on social media. It created the whole influencer thing.
Like we wouldn't be doing this if social media didn't exist.
And like this is so fun. Like being able to share your life with people, staying connected with people that you never would have stayed connected with. I have friends on Facebook that are people from high school that I'm not even sure I ever had a conversation with.
Same.
And I'm like, I love that I still know what's going on in their life.
Yeah.
Like it really does bring that sense of community.
Or just like family I haven't spoken to in years.
Yeah. But to me, it's very hard to see. I think in those kind of categories, the good outweighs the bad. But I think in overall mental health, I don't see how. I just think the bad way outweighs the good, because I feel like it's so much easier for it to be bad for your mental health than it is good. Like, yeah, it can be good for networking. It can be good for like things like that, businesses, keeping up with old friends. But tell me how it's good for your mental health. Like, what about social media is good for your mental health? Because let's say you post a picture and you get a bunch of likes and someone says something that like means a lot and you get that like boost of serotonin. That then goes away. And then you think you can only get that again from going to social media. Then all of a sudden you're addicted to social media because you get that quick boost of serotonin from posting. Like, how is that good for your mental health? You know, like there's a million ways.
Like another like flip side to that would be that there are a lot of people who have a hard time making friends in real life. And so like they make internet friends and they meet people online that they have very similar interests in that no one physically around them or maybe that they go to school with, like none of them can relate to that. And so you find someone online that you guys can talk all day every day about everything because you guys are so similar. Like there are so many people nowadays that do that and they have a lot of like social media and online friends.
It also does a lot for like community stuff, like Venice Run Club, the like beach cleanup thing like, that we did.
Like getting a sense of community and like a way to bring people together to form a community. It is so good at. Yeah. It is so good at because like none of us are picking up our phones and like opening a phone book and like calling people all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do that.
You don't have a phone book.
No, but I call people all day.
No. But what I'm saying is like if you want to plan something on like a big scale with a lot of people, you're not calling a bunch of different people to plan it.
You make a Facebook event or something.
Yeah, or you just create a group text depending on how many people.
Yeah.
Or like, I guess that's not social media.
Make an ad, post it on Instagram.
No, like literally make a whole Instagram account. Like you can
we literally do all of that with our podcast.
Yeah.
Like we could have just made a podcast and not done anything with it, but like we are putting it all over social media.
Like we can like bringing this back, but we can go into a rabbit hole about like so many different topics stemming from just social media that it's crazy. There are so many good parts within those good parts, like the different types of good parts of it, and then same with the bad, and then like what it does for everyone and what it does for society. And it's like we can like another good part is I can sit here and I can talk to someone in Australia if I wanted to right now.
Yeah.
Like or talk to someone I never would ever meet as well, like in Germany. Yeah. Or just like somewhere else in the world. And like without social media, how else would you have done that?
Yeah. I mean,
how else would you have done that?
I found out all the things I found out about The Liar because of social media.
True.
I know someone who actually started a podcast. It's very successful now. And it's all about mental health. I think it's called The Mental Game. He used to be a sports broadcaster. I'm gonna have to tell him to listen to this now. Yeah. And now he's from Cincinnati, and he has this whole podcast now where he interviews like even sometimes celebrities about like their mental health.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's so cool to see how like he went from this horrible place where like he was suicidal, was in treatment, everything, and came out of it and was like, I'm going to use social media to like
tell my story.
Yeah,
and help
tell
people.
my story, like get my voice out there and help people. He goes to schools and he speaks at schools.
I love that.
His like slogan is therapy is cool.
Oh,
so
I
he,
love that.
Encourages
I'm
kids
gonna have
to go
to check
therapy.
out his podcast.
I haven't even listened to it, if I'm being honest.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like it's right up my alley.
Yeah, you should. I think he focuses heavily on like athletes too.
Okay. That's so
but
interesting.
Not always. But he was a sports broadcaster, but he's a Bengals fan, which is how I know him. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
And it's like he is bringing people together that never would have ever came together. Like before that, before he posted his first podcast or whatever on social media, and it's just like. It's so hard to like sit here and
criticize it
when it has brought so much good and it has like brought me joy too in some ways. And so it's like, it's hard to criticize it because it's like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's the devil.
I know. I have gone through so much hurt and so much anxiety and like so much stress because of social media. But then I think about like my last serious relationship that ended. What brought me out of that negative space, as stupid as it sounds, was like learning TikTok dances.
Yeah.
Like I spent so much time doing that and I would be by myself just like smiling like an idiot.
That is like the time that I met you.
No, it was like way worse like the year that 2019.
Before, yeah.
But yeah, it like brought me out of a really dark place, like seriously helped me so much. It felt like the only thing that actually was helping. And then I think about all the like negative things that have happened because of social media. But I guess, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's a tough one. Like I don't even know what side I'm on. Do I hate social media or do I love it? I don't know.
Yeah. If you're listening or watching right now, I will invite you to comment like how you feel about social media.
Yeah.
Like, are you on one side of the spectrum of loving it, hating it, or do you feel the same way? Like, it's hard to criticize because you yourself have gotten so much out of it.
Yeah.
That like it's not like it can go away.
Yeah.
So let us know your thoughts.
Yeah.
If you want to.
Tell us what you think.
Yeah.
This was fun. We seriously could have talked about this for days. I think it's a never-ending topic.
It is a never-ending topic. But you can go into so many different like
rabbit holes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Literally.
I wanted to find a different word for it.
Yeah.
We're going to stop talking about social media now.
Yeah. We're going to get into friendship.
Yes. Friendship.
You guys, we said at the beginning that we were going to play this game called
We're Not Really Strangers, but the Friendship Edition. I think we literally played it one time.
I think you're right.
In one of the first like 3 episodes.
Yeah, I feel like all of our other episodes ended up being like way longer than we anticipated.
Yeah,
so.
and like we understand that we can't put out 2-hour long episodes. We get it. Oh my god, yeah, because I made this to put the cards that we did.
Oh my god.
We literally did one.
We haven't even
one card.
We haven't even opened this in ages.
Yeah, okay. Let's get to know each other.
Since like January probably.
Yeah.
I think when we did it.
Do
we want to do one?
Let's get acquainted.
One of each or 2 of each?
One of each.
Okay. We only did one card.
We literally only did one card because I think it was a big conversation. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you want to pull it or do you want me to?
You pull it.
Okay.
Wait, this is level 1, this is level 2, and this is level 3.
Oh, we want to start with 1.
Yeah.
Okay. The first question. This one is perception.
Okay. We're both answering it.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, we're going to talk about this together.
Between us, who's most likely to cancel plans last minute?
Me.
100%.
Kristen, I love to cancel plans because I love to spend time by myself. I love to be home. And I just love to be in quiet spaces. Quiet, dark spaces are my favorite.
Hours before her date tonight, I was like, you have to go. You cannot cancel. Yeah, definitely Kristen. I have a hard time canceling even when I really don't want to go, which is truly probably something that I should work on because I need to do what I want to do.
Wait a second. Before you say that, I want to say that sometimes I do feel bad. Sometimes I do.
Sometimes I feel bad.
Sometimes I do feel a little guilty for canceling plans.
Yeah.
Not all the time, depending on who it is and what it is.
Yeah.
But like, I do feel guilty sometimes, but sometimes my mental state just can't socialize.
Yeah, and it's good that you put yourself first.
Definitely. Yeah. I just have a lot of boundaries and sometimes too many.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. Can you have too many boundaries? I feel like if it's a boundary, it's a boundary.
Yeah, but I feel like sometimes I can be a little more flexible. Anyways.
My biggest pet peeve, one of my biggest pet peeves is when people bail on plans last minute. So, not that Kristen ever does that to me, because I feel like you were pretty good about giving a notice too, for the most part.
Yeah, I don't think I ever actually cancel like last minute. Like, I don't think I've ever canceled anything within an hour before of whatever that plan was.
Not unless it was something that was like a group.
Yes.
And you not going didn't cancel the plan.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
agree with that. But yeah, I just like, I get really frustrated when I have plans with like one specific person and then they cancel like last minute because I'm like, why do you say that you're going to do something and then not do it? And I think this goes back to my childhood. Like I was never allowed to quit anything. And like now I'm like, I have plans. I can't quit, which is like totally different and not how I should think. But yeah.
No, I get that though.
Anyways, the answer is Kristen.
Yeah. Answer is me. Are we doing level 1 again or level 2? Okay. This guy. Level 2 is connection. Level 1 was perception. If that matters. Okay. Ooh. What's the best, worst thing that's ever happened to you?
Ugh,
right?
Where do I start?
That's so good. What's the best, worst thing? Okay, at the time, I thought it was the worst thing. I feel like there's multiple, but this is definitely the first one I can remember. Not getting into the University of Michigan was, like, at this point in my life, I can say one of the best, worst things to ever happen to me.
Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Well, this just goes to show that I have had, like, a pretty good life, but I think the best, worst thing that's ever happened to me, because it truly was one of the worst days of my life, but ended up being like the best thing for me, was when my ex broke up with me.
Yeah. I had a feeling you were going to say that, but like, I feel like you're laughing about it, like thinking it's not that big of a deal, but it is.
I mean, I thought I was going to, like, I was shocked. It was a very like shocking ending. So yeah, I like had my whole life planned and set, and yeah,
we probably would have never met if that didn't happen.
No, I would never have moved out here. I never would have moved out here. Like everything would be so different, and me and him are good friends now. So it's like
true.
And now that we're good friends, I'm like, I don't think we would have worked long term.
It is shocking to me after I met him. If like, you're listening,
yeah, we don't really make. I think at that
you
point in our lives,
really
we
good
did.
Friends.
Yeah, I think at that point it made sense.
Yeah,
but we have just grown such different ways. I think it just wouldn't make sense anymore. So my life is completely different. I would still be living in Indiana most likely. Yeah. I wouldn't have met any of my friends out here. Like, it would be so different. I can't even imagine. So yeah. This is where we get deep. Level 3 is reflection. No, it's not that deep.
Okay.
We'll answer this about each other. What's my superpower as a friend?
Oh.
I don't know yours.
You know mine?
Yeah.
I feel like you have so many.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I genuinely mean that.
Oh. Well, you do too. There was just one.
That's okay.
There was just one that stood out.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Now you go. No, okay. I'll go.
Okay.
No, I'll go. Okay. It's like my favorite thing about you too is just how positive you are.
Oh.
Like, I feel like that's your superpower, is that you can create a positive situation out of anything.
You can.
Okay, well, you can. But but like you're able to do that though. Like in times that like I genuinely feel like nothing good is going to come out of the situation and like it's not going to go well or whatever. Even if it doesn't go well, like for me, you're still like, well, that was like supposed to happen, like, but in a good way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, well, yeah, duh, that's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I think that I've had so many things, like the best worst thing that's ever happened to me happen that I could not see a way out. Like I could not see how it would get better. I couldn't see how anything would be good. I think I've like had enough of those moments and realizations that like, oh, it literally always ends up okay. Like
I think that like meeting you and like just having that like in my life has made me also believe that so much more. Good. Like I know no matter what, like I'm gonna get through it. Like it's gonna be okay.
You've
like,
literally survived every single thing that you've ever gone through.
Yeah. Your turn.
Okay, right away, loyalty. I feel like you're just a very loyal friend. Like you will stick up for your friends. You will like have their back. Sometimes you're a little bit too loyal and like someone messes up and you will literally set them on fire if you have to. True. And then never forgive them ever. But we also need friends like that. So
yeah. Yeah. I get that.
But yeah, I know like, oh, she's gonna have my back. Like I don't even have 100%. To worry about it. Like she's gonna be there.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Like,
oh, so you think you're loyal? Just kidding.
But yeah, I do. I agree with that.
Oh, so you think you're pretty?
Yeah. I just have, it's very easy for me to stick up for the people that are in my life that I like love.
Yeah.
It's very easy for me to do that. Sometimes not with myself, but a lot easier to do with like my friends and family.
Yeah. And I feel like part of that is like, you are not afraid to be mean to someone. So if you have to be mean and defend your friends, then you will. Like you're not afraid of like, I mean, I wouldn't say you're confrontational by any means.
No.
But if you have to be like, you're not afraid to be like tough, you know?
Yeah, I feel like I'm very good at not causing a scene. Like if something were to happen like in public. Mm-hmm. But I'm very good at, what do I want to say? I'm very good at just communicating how I feel.
Yeah. I'd say so.
But in a calm way most of the time.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen you like go berserk.
No. Oh, I hope one time I get to. You know, sometimes
I would be terrified.
Oh, sometimes I would just like love to ream into people.
Yeah.
I'm not a mean person by any means, depending on who you ask. So that was fun. We're going to try to play that game more often because I think it has the potential to spark really good conversation.
Me too. We could honestly just do a whole episode of that game.
I would do that. Okay.
Well, thanks for listening.
Or watching.
And also listening.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You were doing both at one time. Yeah. We are trying our best to post on time. I say this every single week.
Yeah, but I usually do most of the editing, and I'm going to be out of town most of this week.
Yeah, and I'm going to be better about it. So,
So, if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram at Kouch_Chronicles.
Yep.
TikTok, Kouch.Chronicles. Mm-hmm. Send us an email, tell us a story, give us a topic suggestion, bully us, whatever it is you feel like doing.
Yeah, if you feel like bullying us now that we just talked about how much we hated it and we're unaffected by it, please drop us a hate comment.
By all means. It makes for great content.
Yeah, it does. I can't wait.
Gmail at Kouch.Chronicles.
Why did
Spotify and YouTube at Kouch Chronicles. Yep. All with K's.
We will post all of these in the description below the video or Spotify.
Yep. They'll be there.
All
right. Well, thanks so much again for watching. We will see you next week. And next week is going to be our May date recaps.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was already.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Join us next week for our May date recaps.
Whoop, whoop.
And that's it. Okay.
All right. Okay. Bye.
Bye.